The social studies section of the August 2023 paper had 7 questions out of 20 pedagogy questions, which were totally and directly taken from Bloom's taxonomy. Now, I know that's not good blueprint, but that shows the importance that CTET is giving to this topic. So this is a quick video. I recently made an elaborate one, which I will link somewhere out here, on Bloom's taxonomy, where I talk all about the history, all the action words that you should know, and also have discussed few CTET questions which have come in 2022 exams. But in this video, I'm going to be taking up those sections which had come in the social science section of the 2023 August paper. Before I start, here are a few things that I would like you to keep in your mind. So the paper that I had is paper E, and questions 31 to 50 were pedagogy, so that's 20 questions. The second part is that I will not be doing this chronologically, that is, I'm not going to take question 31, 32 or whatever order it is, but I'm going to first take 2 questions which have been factually asked. So these are absolutely factual based. You have to know the Bloom's taxonomy very well. And the other 4 questions are questions based on the levels, mainly understanding. So let's begin. So this is the question paper. Let me just make it a little smaller so that you can see. In this corner we have paper 2E. So this is category E, the E paper. Let me just make this bigger again. So the first question that I will take up is question 46. So this is one of the direct questions asked. A teacher writes expected learning objectives for her lesson plans as students will be able to compare a weekly market with a shopping complex. This objective will require students to demonstrate. So directly the levels are being asked, and you are being asked that being able to compare something, what level does it come under? So this comes under the analysis. When you can analyze, when you're in the analyzing level of the cognitive domain, you will be able to compare and contrast few things. Let's go on to the next question, which asks a factual one. This is question number 50. What kind of questions can students be asked in order to test their factual knowledge? So you want to test their factual knowledge. The options are knowledge of terminologies, knowledge of classifications and categories, strategic knowledge, and knowledge of subject specific skills. So when you're talking about classifications and categories, you're talking about either understanding, or you can be even asking them to analyze depending on the level. Strategic knowledge is an analysis or an evaluation question depending on what level and what the teacher has actually taught. And knowledge of subject specific skills, so it could either be a psychomotor domain, for example the skill to make a map or something like that, or it could also be procedural knowledge. So the correct answer is knowing of terminology. So to know the terminologies, you are testing their actual knowledge. So these 2 questions have come from the direct Bloom's taxonomy. Let's go on to those which ask questions based on the level. So I've come to the first question, which is question 31. Consider the following assessment questions. So broad topic is assessment. What are the ways in which people can participate in democracy? Following are some answers that you get from students. Now you are being asked which question reflects the student's understanding of the question. So it has to reflect understanding and 2 things. So they have combined 2 things. The student should show understanding of ways in which people can participate in democracy, and also give a comprehensive to the point answer. So you want short answers. So here are 4 options. So 1 and 4 we did not even read. These are not comprehensive or to the point. There are 2 options left for you. By voting in the election, so this student has only spoken about voting, but option 2 talks about voting, dharna, rallies, and social movements. So all of these are ways in which people can participate in a democracy. So this is the correct answer. So remember, here they have taken it to a higher level. They're asking you about Bloom's taxonomy along with a certain topic. You have to see what is it that they are asking. The next question was question number 45. While taking a class on the topic government, so there's a government, this is the topic, which of the following questions can you pose to students to encourage both social awareness and critical thinking skills? So you are talking about critical thinking skills. These are a higher order skills, anything in which they can analyze, but also about social awareness. So the first one is list out three. So the moment we see list, we know that this is a factual remembering question. So this will not be correct. What are the features? Again, you're just asking the features. This will not be correct. We have two long ones. Let me first read option 4. You have been noticing for some time that the area near your house gets flooded every time it rains during the monsoon season. You and your neighbors decide that something has to be done regarding this issue. Now, if you have only read the answer till here, you'll think, yeah, this is the one which is talking about social awareness. But the question is, which is being asked is, which level of government would you approach if you have such a grievance? That is all the question is, that if this is your problem, will you go to the local government, will you go to the state government or central government? So this is basically an understanding question. Let us see whether critical thinking comes in, and it will come in out here. We saw how the pandemic had disproportionately placed the burden of healthcare on doctors and frontline workers. Do you think any protest organized by them demanding better working conditions from the government is justified? A justification question is being asked out here. Support your answer with reasons. Like when reasons are being asked. So this is social awareness and critical thinking skills. So both are being addressed out here. The answer is option number 3. The next is question 47. Which of the following assessment questions is most appropriate to test understanding and appreciation of Indian federalism? So you need two things. You need understanding, that is cognitive domain, and appreciation, which is the affective domain. Write a brief note on the three organs legislators. So brief note, writing a brief note is appreciation doesn't really come in. What are the three levels? What are their functions? This is purely a remembering question. Define federalism is a remembering question. That leaves us as option number 3. You can tick it, not even read it and go ahead, but let's read it. What do you think might happen if we did not have any state and local government and all decisions were being made by center? So this helps you to understand. So understanding is needed, maybe even analysis is needed, but appreciation is needed. It forces the child to appreciate what the local and the state governments are doing. So the correct answer is 3, and the reason is this. The next question, question 48, is also based on Bloom's taxonomy. Consider the following assessment question. Why does a democratic country need a constitution? This is the question which has been asked. So the teacher is asking this question. Which of the following answers given by your student indicate a lack of understanding? So now you have to point out that answer which does not show any understanding. So lack of understanding. So if you see student, they have not given it in order. Student C is here, student B is here, student D is here, and A is here. So it depends on how it has been put. Maybe they have just shuffled the options out here. But let's read the options given by student C. A constitution ensures that a dominant group does not use its power against the less powerful group. A constitution gives us a set of rules on the basis of which a country is to be governed. So this is a textbook answer. A constitution usually contains rules that ensures that minorities are not excluded from anything that is routinely available to the majority. A constitution lays down rules that guards against the misuse of authority. So if you look at the options of C, D and A, D and C, they have not only understood why a democratic country needs a constitution, but also how it affects. But student B has only given a textbook answer of what is a constitution. It's a set of rules by which a country is governed. Why we need it is not been really being answered. So this is the correct answer, because student B is showing lack of understanding. And finally, there is question number 32. This is the 7th question. Consider the following assessment question. What is the difference between weekly markets and shopping malls? Here are some answers which are given. What you are being asked is, in which answer does the student fail to display the ability of comparing and contrasting? the student has to fail. So one says the product sold in weekly markets could be bought at a cheap rate, whereas only a few people can afford products sold at the shopping market. That means shopping malls are expensive, whereas weekly markets are cheap. So price is being compared out here. So he is comparing. Weekly markets do not have a permanent shop, whereas shopping malls they are built to last. So how long they can last, whether permanency of shops are there. Weekly markets run in both rural and urban areas, where a shopping mall is usually seen in urban areas, so locality. So comparing is happening. Whereas if you take this question, weekly markets are markets which are held on a specific day of the week. So maybe the child starts off with saying this runs on a specific day of the week and shopping malls are open every day. But the child says shopping malls are multi-storied buildings with shops on different floors. So there is no comparison which is happening out here. So this is the correct answer. So with that, we come to the end of this video. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching.